Hello, welcome to Grace for Today. Recently, I've been studying the life of Abraham and his son Isaac and Jacob. And it's interesting when you look in the scriptures, you find that God chose Abraham apparently because he was a man that would teach his children to follow God. And Abraham really did this. He did a good job with Isaac, because we find that as Isaac is a grown man and Abraham is dead and gone, that Isaac experiences a drought where he's at. And he decides to go to Egypt because that's what his father Abraham did when a drought came. But God spoke to him instead, and he said, you know what, I don't want you to go down to Egypt. I want you to stay where you are, and I'm going to bless you where you are. It says a little bit later in that same chapter that Isaac sowed that same year, in a year of famine, and reaped 100-fold return. Everywhere this man went, the blessing of God followed him. He had been taught that by Abraham, that he was blessed by God. But here's the key. He was blessed to be a blessing. And we find this when Isaac would dig wells during this time of drought. It says every time he would dig one of his father's ancient wells that the Philistines had covered up, he would find water. But then someone from the nearby city would come and take ownership or to claim ownership of the well. And Isaac, instead of standing up to them and fighting for what was rightfully his father dug it, he redug it, he found water, it was the blessing of God on him. Instead of fighting for it, he just gives the well to him and walks away. And it's over and over and over again. He does the same thing till eventually he finally digs a well and everybody else has a well, so nobody can test the well. And Abraham lived in that land, a successful man. You know what? I'm sorry, Isaac did. We can learn from this. We can learn from this because when we understand that God has blessed us to make us a blessing, we will quit being stingy. We'll quit hoarding. We'll quit trying to hold on to the resources and defend our resources and guard our resources. Instead, we'll do like Jesus taught. If someone asks for you to go a mile, go 2 miles. And whatever they ask of you, go the extra for them. Because when we understand that our source is God, and that as we allow God to flow through us, He will continue to expand us and fill us, then we begin to get a small glimpse of what God's purpose in us really is, which is the same as it was in Abraham's day. He wants to bless us so that we can be a blessing. Listen, God's not trying to take anything from you. God's trying to get something to you. He's trying to reach a world around you. Next time you have an opportunity to do good, don't let it pass you by. Do good, because your Father in heaven, He does good. And He will fill you with all the riches of heaven, and all of His resources will be on hand to give you everything you need. You have a great day in grace.